All right. It's about that time. Howdy, howdy. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you might be in space and time. Kenny is the Skydude here. A Skydude. There are a lot of Skydudes, right? There's a lot of Skydudes that came before me, and a lot of Skydudes that are coming after me, and that didn't come out right. Coming after me? Nah. That's just paranoia. So I wanted to do something a little bit different today. First, to see if there's any jobs going out this way for us to make any money. But I've lived here my whole life, and I've really never visited any of the ghost towns. Maybe a few right around the area, you know, like kids, what is that? When you do like school activities. Hey, let's go to a pioneer city, and it's a recreation of an old ghost town kind of thing. But this place, St. Elmo, everybody talks about it. And I've been really close to the area, like right, can't see the map. Let me get my scene switcher going here. All right. So on the map here at Buena Vista, we used to spend a lot of time up here in Buena Vista, camping and fishing. And I didn't realize that this really big, super popular ghost town in Colorado is just downrange. Doesn't seem very far. That's a good stretch. But anyway, it's in between these two peaks. All of these peaks out here have names: Princeton and Harvard and Yale and the collegiate peaks. Anyway, we're over here at home at Meadow Lake Airport in Colorado Springs. So this route that I currently have on the screen is based on, kind of loosely based on Google. I got Google over here. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, it didn't add Google in. One more second. My apologies. Let's see if that works now. What I'm trying to do is add the scene in. I pulled it out and I had it all ready to go, and I didn't think about it. I thought it would switch over and be nice and easy, and no, nothing ever is. But it'll just take me a minute to get it loaded in here, and I wanted to show you the route Google has us planned out. Google Maps. Well, that's interesting. Come on. Hopefully that does it. Yes. Yes. Success. That automatic scene switch is kind of tricky. Transition. Okay. Well, that's one of the downsides. Every time you click on something, then it wants to switch off of it. Maybe there's a quick key for it. All right, so yeah, that's fine. To St. Elmo. All right, so I don't know if you can put it in airports. Either way, we're just north of this. We're out here at K-Fly. We're over here. So what I want to do is try to connect around Manitou Springs and come up to Woodland Park, take us down towards Florissant, which is another nice ghost town. Divide is a popular place to go fishing. Got a fish hook in my finger there. Lake George, another popular place. Then this big long stretch that we have to do all the way out here to Buena Vista. Come down the road a ways. Right, and then along this route, again, other things I didn't know. Hot Springs Stables, Mount Princeton Hot Springs Resort, Deer Valley. There's more if you zoom in here. Aqua Hot Springs, Chalk Creek. They mention in at St. Elmo. It runs all the way down to St. Elmo. Princeton Campground, Chalk Lake Campground. Yeah, and then again a long stretch. All right, and then it's here at the split in the North Fork Chalk and Chalk. So yeah, this is one of the best preserved. Well, it kind of was. It still is, they say. But a fire really did a job on it in 2002. But the people of Buena Vista, the cool people that live over here, the cool people that live over here in this region, they're all trying to restore it back to the way it was. So, as I understand, a lot of Westerns are, people go there. It's very, very popular. You can stay there overnight. I guess some people still live there. I'll break out the wiki on it. It's a gold and silver town. Was a gold and silver town. All right, let's minimize that. Turn back on the automatic scene switcher. I have to keep it on. It can be a pain in the butt, but in the past I have, I've got so many things going on, and then learning how to use OBS, that sometimes I would fail to switch screens properly and leave you hanging on, something like that. I would transition over to something like that and then forget to transition back to the simulator. And I'm like, hey, check this out, and like 4 hours worth of live streaming with just something like that on the screen. Yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking and embarrassing, and it's horrible. So as much as this automatic scene switcher can be kind of a pain in the butt when you want to keep something else on the screen, it will save your bacon because it'll always click back to the simulator. By the way, I hope you had a great weekend. I'm actually more tired after getting plenty of rest. I'm getting old, and maybe that's the way it works. That's the way I hear a lot of older people talk. They're like, yeah, man, hurt myself sleeping, and I didn't do anything this weekend, and I feel like crap. All I did was relax, and I feel horrible. Yeah, starting to get that way. Man, if you don't do your stretching, oh my Lord. I'm not the most fit cat in the world, but boy, I was starting to appreciate it a lot more. I was never your real, athletic type. Sure, when I was young. Okay, so the route should be in the GPS here. I also wanted to see, is there any jobs going out that way and that we might be able to make a little bit of money also traveling that way? So let's grab NEOFLY. Okay. It sees us over at the Air Force. I keep saying Air Force. It sees us currently at KFCS. That's not a big deal. I don't think we can go over there. But let me click through some of these. Not really. It's too south. No, but maybe once we get up there, there'll be something. But no, I'm not saying anything right at the moment that would even get us going where we need to go. So it's not, money's not everything. We made pretty good money this weekend. And then we lost a lot of money. I was talking about how I don't even want to admit this, but I will. You know, I was talking about, hey, I think now at this point I've flown everything. I can fly anything. And that's, yeah, I can. But it doesn't mean I can fly them well. Right? So just for whatever reason, I had a muscle spasm or just a brain fart or whatever, and I was coming in for a landing while I'm talking about, I can fly anything. And as I'm hovering over the runway to land, I toggled my flap button, my flaps, and they weren't fully deployed. And so all of a sudden I'm hovering over the runway and I pop in flaps with no throttle and shoot the plane straight up in the air, and then it came straight down. I totaled the airplane. It's a rental, but it doesn't matter. You know, it's coming out of your deposit. So, yes, I made good money this weekend, but it's me, and something always goes wrong. And so, yeah. So much for good money this weekend. We made money. We probably made just a little bit more than we lost. I had better check our fuel. We better take some gear with us just in case something bad happens and we have to emergency land. And, you know, some survival gear, hunting, fishing, bug out gear. Plenty of camping stuff. 630 pounds of survival stuff. We don't want to have any gas problems. So, gas tank should be right over there. This is a great song. I hope you don't mind. It's cute and catchy, and I like it. So I'm going to play it while I taxi.
La la
All this weight. Oh my lord. I better go a lot slower. She's moving like a cow. Ugh. Uh-oh.
Kilo Foxtrot Lima Yankee traffic Kineas 21 taking off runway 15 departure to the south.
Should actually obey the laws for this airport. All takeoffs from K-Fly are, well, it's a left turn at this end and a right turn at the other end. Everything turns out east first.
7,100 feet. Request flight following. Kineas 21 Colorado Springs approach. Squawk 0047.
Squawk 0047, Kineas 21. Yeah, I'm learning.
Kineas 21 radar contact 1 mile east of Kilo Foxtrot Lima Yankee 7,600 feet. Altimeter 30.31.
So no, I don't really. That's one thing that I haven't really crunched down and learned is ATC.
Colorado Springs approach. Kineas 21. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace. Kineas 21 Colorado Springs approach. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Cleared through Charlie airspace. Kineas 21.
Yeah, that song's alright. So, two ways to go. We could head south or up. But either way, we are going into the mountains. I was going to say, do I want to cut it that way, or we better just follow Google? Stick to the plan. I should probably let it just do its job and let it climb like mad and get as much altitude as possible. Come on, you. This autopilot, man. Why you?
Kitty is 2-1, you're leaving my airspace. Resume own navigation.
Yeah, all right.
Colorado Springs approach on 120.6. Good day.
Turn down the flight simulator a little bit. It's getting a little much. Make everything nice and mellow. So imagine that we have the noise suppressing headphones on. Let's see what this plane is going to do. Come on, you. It looks like it's trying anyway. It's trying to head over there. Okay. I don't understand the logic behind it. You know, doing a 90-degree turn to it instead of plotting an intercept. But, okay. Let's, we just skirt on the side of Pikes Peak. We should be okay at this elevation. I say now, and I hope that be the case. I don't really want to go over the top of it, but it is 14,110 feet. Come on, you. Are you going to turn? You made this turn. Unbelievable. Come on, man. Why is the Garmin broken, sir? Yeah, I don't know why. Why didn't just want to take the plan and go, you know? Yeah, that made a lot of sense. It made as much sense as I did. But it seems to be wanting to do its job now and get us on the right track. Anyway, cheers to all the Sky dudes and dudettes out there today, getting your miles in. Some people are afraid of things like national databases for information, you know, the paranoid types. But in the obtaining of, or wanting in the future to obtain pilot licenses as a possibility, or for anybody out there who's like, yeah, absolutely, I am going to do this. I am going to go out there and get my pilot licenses and all that. Well, for training and purposes, they enjoy the fact that you might be a heavy-duty simulator person. But there is no, as I understand it, at the moment, but I'd have to double check. But I've been requesting something and putting out comments in the forums about related flight things. And one of them is an FAA, like a Facebook page for my FAA, my pilot profile. So a real world equivalent of the pilot profile you have in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And your ability to link them. Or even X-Plane or whatever. It doesn't matter what simulator you like. But their real requirements in the past were, well, you need to have a full simulator cockpit, and they were most concerned that it would run over 30 frames a second. Right? It's actually 48 that you need to simulate real motion, at least 48. But now everybody can do 60 with no problem. Hey, man, I'm doing like 3,000 frames per second, man. I envy you guys. I envy you and your amazing computers. But going back to the point is having a place, even as a simulator pilot. Somebody who's just, a citizen, just a trainee, student, to be able to go sign up and get your own my FAA page, my flight page. You got flaps, and I need to turn off some lights here. All right, yeah. I mean, not that it's necessarily going to in the long run matter, but simulation is so much more advanced than where it was. And I can understand why in the past, looking at the average home simulator, why the FAA would be like, no, man, we're not going to consider any of that real flying time. Come on. And then, now look at this. We had a discussion not too long ago about World War II pilots and fighter pilots of the past. They trained in boxes, crates, with people standing there on the side of them, their friends, moving them up and down and left and right. They had drawings on a piece of wood in front of them, and that was their simulator, and then they were required to go fly and try to save their countries. Right, and so we've got all of this and its ability to log and track everything, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I would love to transfer all my stuff over. Your own little hangar. I wish, also, speaking of hangars, that we kind of had like the old equivalent of Flight Simulator X, like when you would go places and visit a place for the first time, you could usually get a sticker. I know we're talking about a lot of content here. Maybe just for some places to start out. But an item, a t-shirt, a mug, you could get souvenirs from places. And now that we have the ability to have like a 3D hangar, I'd love to be able to put up all the stuff that you get. We definitely talked a lot in the forums about adventures for Microsoft Flight Simulator. What's the point of going someplace other than learning how to fly? But being able to go to places and then have little ground adventures, like the Ancient Aliens pack. Right, where you fly to all the places that are cool and popular, and they're handcrafted locations, so all the ground stuff looks really good. So I think a lot of that stuff is going to be possible with Flight Sim 2024. That is Manitou Springs below us. There's the Garden of the Gods directly below us. I believe that's Highway 24 over there. So definitely can tell it from the air because all the red rock coming up right in through here. distinct in the area. But anyway, amazing tourist attract, amazing rock formation. Nothing like it around for till you get to like Sedona or something. It's truly a unique thing for the area. Anyway, Manitou Springs, very popular place with certain types of people. Leave it at that. Now, I'm hoping our path doesn't take us directly into... Good, it seems to be turning. Yeah, you follow this cool canyon road up through here, and as you're climbing and break through some of these spots, you get different views of Pikes Peak that you've never seen from down below. Start appreciating its majesty, but you also get that side view of Pikes Peak for the first time. It's like, wow, I didn't realize it would, it had this kind of dimensions, and it's a fun trip. Somewhere down there, right ahead of us, is a place. It's a theme park called Santa's Workshop, and great place to take your kids when they're little babies. Magical. You're telling them, I'm taking you to Santa's Workshop. And of course, there's a guy there that looks like Santa. And very special. Used to do a lot of fishing with my family members up this way. Great fishing over here, as you can see to the left, but further up ahead, a lot more accessible places. And there's going to be a lot more right over there. We used to go fishing at that big lake right there. Not the easiest to get to. We've kind of gotten lost. It's funny, speaking of getting lost, my dad and I went up there to do some fishing one weekend, just hang out. And on the way back, we saw two guys on the road. Guys, maybe in their 20s. I was a lot younger than that. I was like 14, 15 probably. Anyway, they've got all this, their camping gear with them, and they're in military fatigues. And they kind of see us, and they kind of flag us down. So Dad pulls over. He used to be in the Army. He's like, "What's up, fellas?" They're like, "We hate admitting this, sir. We're on a navigation training mission, and we're totally lost. We've been lost for, I don't know how long they said. I think they had several days now. They didn't realize they were just lost. And they were starving. And they're like, "Could you get us out of here?" Yeah, so Dad and I drove them, wherever the main road is back here again. Someplace on the main road. Or someplace, I don't remember. But I'm glad we had all of our camping food with us. Some hot dogs and stuff. Either way, they were happy. So yeah, Woodland Park, pretty much down there below us. And I'm looking ahead, and we look pretty clear, like we're not going to run into anything for a moment. I'm going to kick back for a minute, smoke a cigarette, and I'm going to turn up the music. This is a great tune. Oh, I just saw that that's off. You go roll it.
about you that makes my heart beat faster and stunned. My legs get weak and my mind is old, wrapped up inside of you. Wanna put my finger on it, wanna ride at the tip of my tongue. What it is about you that makes me want to watch. She calm down now. Has she calm down now? Has she calm down now? Has she calm down now? Wanna put my finger on it, wanna ride at the tip of my tongue. What it is about you that makes my heart beat fast and stun. My legs get weak and my mind is all wrapped up inside of you. Wanna put my finger on it, wanna ride the tip of my tongue. What it is about you that makes me want to walk. She calm down now. She calm down now. She calm down now.
Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. We are on our way trying to find a ghost town today. St. Elmo is the one everybody talks about. I've been near there plenty of times, but I've never been to it. And I was surveying it earlier, and no place to land. We're just going to have to get to it and drop the drone. But because it's so deep in the valley, I don't expect it to have really great visuals on the place, to be honest. But we will have found it. And we will know where it is at. All right here, where we're passing right now. The fluorescent fossil beds. Pause that for a minute. All right, so it's a hot spot for tourists who like fossils, right? But there's also another mini ghost town. There's a ghost town there in Florissant that we're passing too. So there's a lot of ghost towns here in Colorado. So if you ever want to come, I want to say like 1,000. It's probably way more, probably like 600. But either way, there's a lot. There's a lot of history of people making it and then not making it, or going where the work is and then the work dies, which is sad, but that's just kind of the way it is. Nothing's forever, right? But there are some just terribly sad and tragic histories, and just I don't envy the people that had to live during the 1800s up to the 1890s, early 1900s, having to survive. Colorado's a beautiful place. A lot of again, if you got the rivers and streams and all the game animals, and you're well equipped for all that, then yeah, but you definitely have to be a hardier stock for sure. Thank goodness of the world we live in today. I mean, now these ghost towns you can just travel to as a tourist and bed and breakfast, and it's pretty darn cool.
You can be glad when things go bad that I'm with you.
Gonna cut this. Normally have to go up, follow this road. I imagine that character Daryl from The Walking Dead singing this song.
I'm not afraid of change. I don't It's a narrow track I steer from behind my thin veneer. And if there's one thing that I fear, it's losing you. It's losing you. Oh, losing you.
Yeah, it fits. Maybe not the paint my colorful room bit, but you know. The arrows.
Just across the way I see I wanna go.
Wow, we've made great time. I thought it would take a while to get here, but we're getting here. Pretty much here, almost.
Can't do it by myself. You gotta take me there.
Because there's Buena Vista. That's Twin Lakes. Told you they were all Collegiate Peaks, Oxford, Harvard, Yale. Leadville. There's Buena Vista. That's where we're headed to right now. Then we turn south, come down here. Then we got to try to find this cut.
I'll never get there alone. Come walk with me before my chances blown. Can't do it by myself. You gotta take me there. In the hard times, you take me there. Show me everything. Oh yeah.
Should probably put the converter, the conditioner, try to conserve a little fuel. I don't know that having the propeller back really does or not. I've really not noticed any benefit. You'd imagine reducing the RPM is gonna, but
I'm gonna be okay. Can't do it by myself. You gotta take me there. In the hard times, you take me there. Show me everything. Oh yeah. You gotta take me there. You gotta take me there. You gotta take me there. You gotta take me there.
I'm taking you to the back of the plane because I imagine in my head that behind this panel, it's some of our gear, but a nice, well-stocked beverage center and snack center. And if you want to stretch out,
Too much money.
you can crash out there.
It's that magazine I could have read at the store. And you drink too much when you know you're poor. It's so you dream some more. I used to be a warrior, you used to be a rose. Remember when they'd watch us grow? But it ain't that anymore.
So I got a question up in the chat room. Thought I wanted to talk, then I realized it's a dang good song too. I'm gonna shut up and play the song.
I wish I'd seen you, wish I'd known you before the storm. And I'm remembering a savior I wanna see again, who is a child full of questions, had always let me in. But with all these years of rain, a mind can't mend. So I'm lying on the pavement, I can't remember where you live. I used to be a warrior, you used to be a rose. Remember when they'd watch us grow? But it ain't that anymore. But this ain't a story about a broken heart, just one that fell apart, two that fell apart. To have a long days and note in the drawer, I've had one and I'll have more. Yeah, this ain't a story about a broken heart, just one that fell apart. I wish I'd seen you, wish I'd known you before the storm. There's a light on in the hallway. There's a phone call from every bended knee. There's a shadow growing shorter. I think it's time for me to leave.
Man, they're playing some good stuff this morning on the Pretzel app. So we're approaching Buena Vista now. Then we'll be making our turn to the south. Lots of camping and fishing here as a young person. I'm not a good hunter. I've tried it. Did the hunter safety, went up with my dad and even a couple of times with friends, but I'm more of just a camping person. The only thing I've ever caught when I've tried to go hunting is a cold. Karma, nature, whatever. It's like, you don't want to do this. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. But the camping bit, yeah, I'm down. You ever want to go on need an extra person for a camping adventure? Just give me a ring. All right, gonna make our turn. In just a moment, we will be turning. And then we make a turn to the right, and we go between these two little mountain ranges. This is all pretty much resort stuff now. You know, spas and camping, fishing, horseback riding, hot springs.
I've been living on soup since Tuesday, trying to stop from being blue. I've been living on soup since Tuesday, just tearing my heart out over you. I've been living on beer since Wednesday, trying to stop from being blue. I've been living on beer since Wednesday, tearing my heart out over you.
So yeah, just come down a ways there from Buena Vista to that interchange, it looks like. And then start heading this way. So we're going to be going in there.
I've been living on whiskey since Thursday, trying to stop from being blue. I've been living
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to take it out of the autopilot now and handle this part myself. So yeah, let me actually pause here. So we are here now, and if we zoom down, let's see what this map shows us.
tearing my heart out over you, trying to stop from being blue.
Hot springs, cabins.
Tearing my heart out over you.
And where did our Google one go? We are now, it's not transitioning over. I'll check that in just a moment. It goes, but then it don't go. So this is approximately where we're at right at the moment. There's that aqua hot spring. But if you're in the maps, you'll see things from a different perspective. That's a little bit better, fitting it on the screen there. If I turn this off, it kind of does away with our route. I don't know why it does that. Oh yeah, you can do layers here. All right, so we've got to travel through all of this. So Mount Princeton on this side. Mount Princeton over here. Mount Princeton Campground. Okay, so this is Mount Antero, Boulder Mountain. Okay. Can definitely see why this was a passage. I need to change the sensitivities. Very touchy. So yeah, they still got a lot of stuff going on between there and here and there. All that activity down below. I would change it to drone mode, but if the plane, you can't control the plane in drone mode. So she just kind of risk it for a minute. I don't want to get caught. Not being able to climb out. I better keep the power in. Just in case. So there is, and like I said, there is no place to land. But we have arrived. We have found St. Elmo. And it looks like there's another... It's a good place for a little town where two valleys kind of coming together here. Yeah. Neat. Okay. Minimize this. Turn this way down. And grab this. Bring that over where I can read it. All right, let's begin our see what we can see. Let me go out and turn up the buildings all the way and see what we can get. Probably not much. This isn't the best machine. Speaking of, if you'd like to donate, make a super chat or anything. There should be a link to a tip jar, I think, too, in the chat. Or in my description. Help me get a new computer. Be great. One with a fancy graphics card. This is a Dell, and it's currently the graphics engine is an RX 580. So, very impressed. I mean, if you really don't have money to spend and you don't want to do it on Xbox, and you still want a PC, but you don't want to completely go broke, I mean, this machine has been outstanding. So maybe you don't get to run everything on Ultra, but you're going to at least have a good experience, and that's quite older, in, in computer terms. All right. So, actually, let me zoom out real quick. So this is where we're coming in from, back there. And we'll keep going down here in a minute. Just want to do a kind of an overhead looking down. This looks like the majority of where the town was. They had, I'll read the description here, but they had lots of little mines, they say, but some predominant ones, 3 or 4 main ones. I don't really see any structures over here, so that's pretty much the extent of it. Let's come down some more. You can also turn the terrain way up. Got to remember to turn it back off because it'll. All right, there's a building there. These are probably mostly just generic mappings, but I don't know. It's pretty great about mapping stuff. These don't look like 1800s places. What do I know though? Chalk Creek. These buildings on the side, this elevation over here was very interesting. Okay, so now let me read some stuff here. St. Elmo is a ghost town in Chaffee County. Colorado, United States, founded in 1880. The St. Elmo lies in the heart of the Sawatch Range, 20 miles, 32 kilometers southwest of Buena Vista, and sits at an elevation of 9,961 feet. Nearly 2,000 people settled in this town when mining for gold and silver started. The mining industry started to decline in the early 1920s, and in 1922, the railroad discontinued service. Well, gee, fellas, thanks. I think that's probably what had, the most influence in ghost towns declining. It's a darn shame. So everything started to decline in the early 1920s after that. The community is listed on the National Register of Historic Places as the St. Elmo Historic District. It is one of Colorado's best preserved ghost towns. St. Elmo, originally named Forest City, but was later changed because of the multitude of towns with the same name. The name St. Elmo was chosen by Griffith Evans, one of the founding fathers who was reading a novel with the same title. The town was at its peak in the 1890s, and that is the same, the late 1890s is when Nikola Tesla was in Colorado Springs. So they're over here doing this, and Nikola Tesla is in Colorado Springs. But, he still was a big deal. I'm going to say they didn't know who he was. I mean, what's a miner know about Nikola Tesla, right? But he was a huge figure during his time. He was not an obscure figure at all. He was a very, very, very famous person in his time. Okay. The town was at its peak in 1890. In the 1890s, when it included a telegraph office, general store, town hall, 5 hotels, saloons, dancing halls, and a newspaper office, and a schoolhouse. The town's first and longest running newspaper, the St. Elmo Mountaineer, began reporting on the town's mining activities in August 1880 and ran until 1895. The Denver, South Park, and Pacific Railroad line ran through St. Elmo. There were 150 patented mine claims in the area. The majority of the people who lived in St. Elmo worked at the Mary Murphy, Teresa C., the Molly, or the Pioneer mines. The Mary Murphy mine was the largest and most successful mine in the area. The Mary Murphy mine recovered over $60 million worth of gold while it was in operation. While the other mines eventually shut down, the Mary Murphy mine continued to operate until the railroad was abandoned in 1922. Once the mining industry shut down, St. Elmo drastically declined in population. Miners searched elsewhere for gold and silver, and the business district in St. Elmo's closed down as well. Few people have continued to live in the town. Postal service was discontinued in 1952 after the death of St. Elmo's postmaster. St. Elmo is considered a ghost town, though it is still inhabited. Many tourists visit St. Elmo, and the former mining roads are now used as off-road vehicle trails. There are places to fish along Chalk Creek, which runs through St. Elmo. The general store is open during the summer, when tourists can rent off-road vehicles or buy items. Many buildings are extant. What is extant? It's one of those words, actually, I don't use that in my daily life. Though the town hall and a few other buildings were destroyed by fire in 2002, Buena Vista Heritage is rebuilding the town hall to its original state. Okay, the town hall. Thought the whole town. So on this page anyway, there's some photos that are not available to you at the moment. The town hall and the jail, gasoline filling station, the general store, and a house with bay windows. So I wonder where the mines are. If we, I mean, you'd think that they would definitely stand out. I wonder where was it Mary Murphy? I wonder if it was one of these over here. That looks like a pretty big operation. But again, what do I know? It just looks like a house, but that's, yeah, they don't even have that one 3D'd. That is probably, I would think, one of the mines. Wait, no, wrong button. Wrong key. Wrong key. Five hotels, saloons, dance halls. Man, it must have been a hoot. You know, I talk about, well, it must have been horribly tough, and I'm sure it was. But, you know, you got dance halls and saloons, and I mean, there's a good time to be had. And I'll bet it was a hoot. Ah. That looks kind of like mining stuff. So I'm wondering if I want to risk going forward and try to find a way out that way, or just head back to Buena Vista. I want to get stuck and not be able to climb out. I can't readily see an out. So yeah, let's just turn around. We'll head back out and head back over to Buena Vista and land there. We have room to turn around. Yeah. All right. So one ghost town in the books. We have St. Elmo now. There's stuff going on over here that I didn't see, or that, no, we came in that way. Oh, yeah, let me come over here, though. See if we missed anything way down this way. It's hard to imagine that. It's just so isolated, though. That, meaning deposits. Like, when you find gold and silver, it's like, that's it? Out of all this, these people over there and some over there, they pulled out 60 million in gold. And what? It's just there, and that there's nothing else out here in all of this. Seems inconceivable to me. And to me, there's got to be a lot more. I haven't watched any of those History Channel shows in a while, like the gold mining ones, Gold Rush and all that. But I wonder if any of them, and at this point, have come to Colorado, or if they have featured anybody from Colorado that's still out here working around the old ghost towns. Yeah, there are. So there were structures over here, all through here. Okay, yeah. It sure looks like an easier place to turn around from the drone perspective. All right. I should ask Christine if maybe she'd be interested in doing anything like that. She's not real big on going to see stuff like that. I think. I don't, we really never talked about, hey, honey, how about go check out some ghost towns? It wouldn't take us but, a couple hours to get here. It'd be definitely quicker if we flew over to Buena Vista and then. But using our own vehicles, yeah, it still wouldn't take too long. Places like this, right at the edge of like tree line and stuff, and flat like this, great places to camp. As a kid, man, it's magical to be able to run around stuff like this. It is just the best. So I got a question I was saying earlier, and I don't think I got it out. I put up a question in the chat, and it's, have you ever been to a ghost town? And then just a goofy question. Do you believe in ghosts? It's not necessarily related. I mean, ghosts, they call them ghost towns, not because they're ghosts necessarily, but just as a side question. What do you think about ghosts? What do you think about that imprinting of energies, you know? Those, what they talk about. That's where we want to land. So yeah, we'd come up here and we'd spend most of our time on these lakes. I was very into fishing as a kid. I was one of the only ones who would wake up at the crack of dawn when the sun was coming up and be out there freezing my butt off, wanting to be ready when the fish were waking up, all by myself. Should probably lower the graphics before I decided to come back in for a length. So this is where we're going to spend our afternoon and evening, I suppose. Pick it up tomorrow. So, good thing we brought all the camping stuff with us. Let's go over there. Still have a lot of fuel. She's still moving like a cow. Ugh. Pregnant yak. So yeah, we'll see if we can pick up a job here tomorrow, see what's going on. All right. All right. Welcome to Buena Vista, Colorado. Thanks for hanging out with me today and looking for St. Elmo. And it's just, again, down the road. Oh, I wish we would have come through when they had that mist coming in like that. That fog. So yeah, if you're ever thinking, man, where would I go if I went to Colorado to go hang out for a little bit and not, I'm sure it's probably still pretty pricey, but you know, it's not Vail, Aspen. Buena Vista's pretty nice. Let's just look and see for tomorrow, just if they're... it still thinks that we're in... It still thinks we're at KFCS. So we're going to spend money. So if I move my plane and pilot over to here, which I'm going to have to do... and the radios are off. Oh well, we'll pick it up. I'll move my pilot and plane here tomorrow, and then we'll see what we can get on our way out. Or maybe we'll look for another ghost town. I don't know. I'll see what's up and what's where there are others in the area. But that's going to do it for me. I've got to actually run off and do other things today. For once, I have responsibilities. All right. There we go. You have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow. Ah.